Hey yo guys, what's up? It is me, your boy, right back at it. It's been a minute. Just to give you a quick update. I was on vacation for like nearly a month. From Los Angeles, California. Got back here to Chicago. So yeah, I've been away for a while. Vacation for a month in LA. Back here in Chicago. Been back for like 2 weeks now. Long story short, wanted to give my quick thoughts on SummerSlam. I've been watching everything from SummerSlam. The G1 Climax was just ended this past weekend in New Japan. My God, New Japan is on fire. Been on fire this year so far, and I'll explain that in a separate video. But I want to talk about SummerSlam. SummerSlam this year looks to be pretty interesting. More interesting on the Raw side. SmackDown, not so much. Speaking of, I just finished watching SmackDown tonight. So we'll see what happens with Baron Corbin moving forward. But the only thing that really interests me from SmackDown side is the WWE and United States title matches. Other than that, Raw has more interesting storylines going into that pay-per-view. I think SummerSlam could be good this year. It's a pretty stacked card. My only downside, I question some matches. SummerSlam being 4 hours long, yeesh, it's really something. But nevertheless, I just want to talk about a couple of matches, not a lot. Matches that just probably interest me in particular. WWE Championship match, Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I think everyone kind of had the same thought that Nakamura would probably win the strap from Jinder Mahal and then have Baron Corbin cash in on Sunday. Well, after tonight on SmackDown, who knows, man, what may happen. I mean, Nakamura could possibly still win, but Jinder Mahal could probably retain as well. Because if you remember that whole rumor of WWE wanting to push Jinder throughout fall leading up to Royal Rumble of next year as champion. So Jinder could still be intact with that. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. I don't know where that's going to go. Maybe AJ Styles could retain. I would like to see him retain. And then after that, I'm trying to see him move and go on to do other things. His feud with Kevin Owens, it's been good for both men. I think it's been good. But other than that, I like to see AJ back in that main event spot. I don't mind being U.S. champion, but I want to see him back as being WWE champion and back on top. Because right now, Jinder is holding that belt hostage, and it ain't doing much for me. On the Raw end, matches that interest me, the Shield reunion, or half of a Shield reunion, or 2/3 of the Shield reunion, I should say. That storyline's been pretty good. I see these guys winning it. Maybe down the road, Dean Ambrose turns heel on Seth Rollins. I don't know. But I'm definitely interested to see where they go with those two. Lastly, the main event. I gotta talk about the main event really quick. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Universal title. This is probably the best match that they can come up with ever since the Universal titles, like inception of that belt, ever since that belt was created. This is a match that can go either way. I think a lot of people kind of figured out that maybe that, or suspected that, and there have been some things that kind of came out, that this may be the chance for WWE to get the belt off of Brock Lesnar without having him to take the pinfall. So kind of like how he lost the belt at Mania 31 without being pinned when Rollins cashed in his briefcase. But I'm starting to have second opinions over the last couple of weeks. I think by WWE kind of mentioning and bringing to light, what everyone knows about Brock Lesnar, kind of want to get back into the UFC octagon and have a program, possibly work a program with John Jones. And then WWE kind of like mentioning that a little bit, and then putting storyline, if Brock loses, then he quits the WWE. If he loses the Universal title, they've really been pushing that really hard with Paul Heyman and his promos over the last couple of weeks. And it really kind of leads me to believe Brock probably still could leave SummerSlam as Universal Champion. I love Brock Lesnar. I enjoyed his first run as WWE Champion back in 2014. However, I don't want to see that repeated with the Universal title. And it hurt Raw quite a bit for some months, I think, with him being absent and not really showing up a lot on Raw and defending that title at every pay-per-view. I think it's been more damaging now, like I said, than his first run. Not his first run, but his championship run in 2014. I think it's been more damaging now, especially since you have a brand split. And the rosters are kind of thin on both brands. I think it hurts. It's hurt Raw. Despite all of that, I still think there could be a possibility he could walk out, because I just don't see why would WWE mention Brock, wanting to leave WWE should he lose or whatnot. Who I think will win, I don't know. I think besides Lesnar, I think all other three men I would actually be fine with. Like I said, at the end of the day, I think the belt does need to come off of Brock, but I wouldn't mind if Roman Reigns wins it. Braun Strowman has been a monster. Samoa Joe has, in my opinion, really built up a lot of momentum and a lot of steam from Great Balls of Fire to leading up to now. He's proven himself to be a legit competitor for that main event slot and world title scene. So, I mean, it could go either way. I'm really not betting on anyone to win this or see anyone coming out on this. I mean, like I said, I think looking at it now in a couple of weeks, I think Brock Lesnar has just as much as a chance of retaining than him, losing probably. And they could just go forward with their long foreseen plan, and that's have Brock go in WrestleMania as champion next year and defend against Roman Reigns, and Roman takes it off of him from WrestleMania. We don't know. But other than that, SummerSlam is looking to be pretty good. Both Raw in its 3-hour entirety and SmackDown tonight were both solid shows and have helped elevate my excitement for the pay-per-view. So looking forward to that. Look forward to my review on SummerSlam, and I'm also looking forward to NXT Brooklyn too. So hopefully the go-home show for that tomorrow will bring it, because NXT always delivers on their pay-per-view shows. See you later, guys, and look forward to me making an updated video on some other topics. I will make a video on discussing WWE, my thoughts on WWE and the product in its entirety, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the G1 Climax that we just had recently, that just ended this past weekend. Do yourself a favor, hit the like video and subscribe. Peace.